Let me catch up with the chat, see how you guys have been getting on today. Finally Friday, right? Seems like these weeks are going by so quick. Day, how you doing? Let's see. Let's see what we got on NQ today. Friday, uh, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday low of the week is looking like. I know it's let me move that. Wednesday reversal. I mean, I think we still got a little run to the upside left in NQ today. How many setups do I have in my arsenal? Today there was only one. So like this is my range, right? 112 to 212. Take out the high, the shorts to this low. That's my only arsenal. Good to see me. Good to see you guys as well. It's been a long one day. Do I trade gold? Hardly ever, but I do like gold. It's not the worst of markets to trade. I wouldn't mind a run lower today on gold. You know, if it trades higher, drops off, like takes out this high of the range and then does something like this, I wouldn't mind that. Yesterday, it was very clean. Took the high of the range and just sold off pretty quickly though. So I don't know. NQ, I kind of want to see it go higher. Like if I had to be a change of faith, I would want to see a run back up, but it depends. In a weird situation for me. Because usually when NQ leaves lows like this, they're all pretty low resistance, so you can easily fall off and take all of them out. So I would have to see what NQ gets up to. What do you think currently holding? Oh yeah, also we had no NFP today because of the government stuff. So it would be interesting to see. I think we do drop like minimum to this low. Looks pretty easy for it to get into. Once we do get into this low, would be my areas for some sort of a reversal or a retracement on NQ. I don't want to buy it around these levels. Like down here would be pretty decent. Wouldn't mind that. Are you seeing a gold swing short? Not a swing short. I'd rather be buying that market, but in terms of my model goes, I'd be looking for a run at this high than just a push lower. That's what I would look for on gold. Good to have you live again. Thank you. It's good to be live with you guys. It's fun. I enjoy these lives. They are fun. Any trades today? I would be looking for a run lower on NQ. So if you wanted to get down to this low, and then some sort of retracement out of there. Something like that. Wouldn't be the worst of ideas. Let's see what ES is looking like. I mean, ES and Dow, they all look pretty weak. This low down here has my attention for a reversal or retracement out of here. My bias on gold. We're gonna have to see. I want gold to trade back lower though, like to this low. So I would like maybe trade Euro futures with Blue Guardian. Yeah, you can try trade Euro futures. I would actually recommend only trading futures currencies if you do trade forex rather than the forex market. What do you think about the government shutting down? Uh, Good. I don't need to pay taxes. Shut every government down, and we don't pay tax. More governments should be shutting down. That's how I feel. Actually, matter of fact, put me in parliament. I would give everyone free evals. That's the first thing I would do. I would make it mandatory for every single kid that's born to learn about my strategy. That would be the first thing. We'd scrap the education system. We'd go full in on understanding the charts. That's what I would do. What's your advice to new trades and what concepts should they cover first in their trading? Um, Probably I would recommend just learning position sizing and risk management. You don't even need to learn the technical side of things first. Just analyze like how much risk you should be putting into the market and kind of the foundations. Just do it opposite to what everyone else mainly does. Everyone else jumps into technicals. You should just jump into understanding how to manage risk first. I'll make you the president. Thanks. I would do very well. I'll give everyone an eval. I'll make it mandatory for everyone to learn about trading, and everyone will be trading the Nasdaq. That's it. And gold. What strategy do I mainly use? I just mainly focus on these time-based ranges. So it's like my first one's for the London range, 112 to 212, and then the next one's from 815 or 812 to 912. Usually all I'm looking for, like today, this was the London range, takes out the high, shift delivery, I can short it to this low. So that's pretty much all I'm looking for within that kind of framework. And today, all I'm looking for is a drop lower to go higher. That's what I would kind of like. You explain like a teacher. Can you tell us about ABC? You know, that's a good question. You guys should ask Matt for that. Matt, I don't think he's going live today, but he'll be live on Tuesday. Ask him to teach you the ABCs of trading. Put me on Congress. Yes. Yes, we should do that. I do. Gold is just being unfaithful metal. 890. Bro, you're gonna get your it just hit your TP. Just a little bit of patience. That's all you need. What do you think currently has the biggest impact? News events, the global economy, technical indicators, no, it is the global economy and news events. Technical analysis really holds no bearing to the market. Well, technical analysis is everyone else does it, right? It really holds no bearing. Schools should have a trading subject. Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like, why wouldn't schools teach about trading? Mainly because most people lose, but for NFP, then we should trade. Uh, for any news event like NFP, CPI, you should just wait for that to happen and just trade after that. That's what I would. Am I long on gold? No, I'm not long on gold. I do think gold does push higher though. Should push higher, and then I would look for some sort of run back into the range. I'm waiting for around 930 to show that. That's why I would like. can you trade for the banks if approached? Uh, in theory, sounds great, but you have to be like one of the top traders in the world to be approached by someone or be headhunted. Do you think the US figure is affecting every single market, not just the forex market? What's your bias on gold? I had eyes on NQ. My bias on gold is just looking for a run higher and then a run back to the midpoint around these levels. On NQ though, I want to see it drop. I think it has a bit more room to run lower. Yeah, leave a like on the stream and then I will run for president and then I will make it mandatory for everyone to get a free evaluation and everyone to have a funded account by the age of 20. In theory, I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone thinks in theory, if they have a few good trades on a demo account, that bank's going to approach them. Like some of the top institutions have the brightest minds all over the world. And these guys aren't just random traders that woke up and decided they wanted to trade. It's like a big difference between retail trading and trading at an institutional level. Like they don't trade on TradingView. That's for one thing. So it depends. If you work for In trading, you work for yourself. If you work for a bank, then you work under someone. So you have to follow exactly their process, their rules, and you need to be able to adapt to everything they say. You're not just trading a bat pattern or like a random pattern you think's forming within the market. What's the correlation between USD JPY and XAU? I wouldn't use USD JPY and XAU. I would use DXY. Actually, I would use JPY futures. What is the key level where you look for an entry? Usually, I'll just go over today for London. This is what I'm looking for in terms of entries. So it takes out the high of the range, shifts delivery, so closing below this up close candle, and then I could look for a short to the lows. That's pretty much what I'm always looking for. Mainly, I want to get in at the deviation highs of these ranges. What's enough money? And by the age of 20, anyone must have a funded account. That's huge. Some people don't know about trading at all. I know. That's why if you made me president, everyone would be knowing about trading. It's the whole point of putting me in parliament. What's enough money for you in trading? Uh, all goes back to your account size, to be honest, and how content you are with enough. What was your hurdle when you started trading? I guess finding out what's actually going on within the market. Like, I kind of had to reverse engineer a lot of things because everyone said the 95 lose. So I wanted to find out who the hell the 5% were, trade with that kind of understanding in mind. Let's see what gold's up to though. Pushing, I think it should have one more push left in it. And then weakness in the dollar. I still think DXY has lower though. I think it has a bit more downside left in it. How can you advise people struggling and have no clue in trading? Can you feel for them? I don't get why people would call trading a scam. I guess they lead into the wrong things, but 9 times out of 10, most people don't get scammed in trading. They just don't have the patience to learn about the markets. That's the main problem for most people. They're not very, what's the word, level-headed. Like a lot of people think they're going to become a trader within 5 months without hardly learning everything. It's going to take a good 3 years. You need market experience. You need a lot of exposure to understanding it. It's the same process as becoming any professional. And one thing about trading most people don't realize is you are on your own. So if you don't hold yourself accountable, no one else will. So if you blow your account, it's all on you. The market didn't tell you to press buy and sell, you know? So I wouldn't feel sympathy for most people that say trading is a scam. It's just they approached it the wrong way and had to pay for it, you know? It just the markets. You seem very intellectual. I think I'm far from that. Maybe just in trading, but I'm not this. It seems gold will reach all-time highs. Could do. I mean, I'm kind of done with gold, like in terms of my targets. I think 4K should be any reasonable area that it does reach into. But my first year targets was like 3,600. Made $500 with my strategy. Nice. Nice. Now you can buy like, what are you going to spend your $500 on? Only non-educated believe. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not, it's not ridiculous to say that. Yesterday I was in profit, but today I now haven't got an entry in NQ. I don't really have an entry on NQ. That's why I'm waiting for the open, you know? Like sometimes if you don't have an entry, it doesn't mean you have to try and get into the market and figure out an entry. Sometimes you just have to wait for the entry to come to you. Very wise words. What is my strategy? Explain live. Pretty simple, right? You see this range, that's all I'm looking at. So this range starts at 112, finishes at 212, and this one starts at 812, finishes at 912. So all I'm looking for is around this high and then target the low. Simple as that. And then I'm just looking for a shift in delivery or it's closed below this and then target the opposing end of the range. It's like that. I'm planning to short US 30 for a scalp. Oh yeah, I think Dow has a bit more running lower. These lows look pretty good. I want to see it take this out. Same with NQ though. I want to see NQ take this low out as well. And then I would want to see the upside get played. I don't trade Dow though. I hardly ever traded it. Today I lost $1,200. Um, you just gotta log off now. You gotta log off, see what you did wrong, then go again next week. What is your advice for a beginner on how to trade a prop account? I would definitely recommend going for a 50K account and go for an account with either a consistency on the eval and no consistency on the funded, or consistency on the funded and none on the eval. Go with that approach, or look for those kind of challenges with the best ones. Like right now, I think the 20K or yeah, 25K accounts are really cheap right now with Blue Guardian, like 60% off. Gold is ranging since I think gold's pushing. Yeah, pushed above the high. Slowly pushing. I want to see NQ get below this low though. NQ or S&P. I gotta go with NQ. S&P's kind of trash. What it wants to be good is pretty good. I think Dow though might be the best of the three sometimes. Like yesterday it was pretty clean. Like shift in delivery and then running below this low. Very nice on Dow, but I think the lows are very much on the horizon for this market. What do you think the key differences are between long-term investing and short-term trading? Uh, Long-term investing, you really don't need any technical analysis, to be honest. Like whatever you make a month, just deposit 10, 15 into a US index. You really don't need anything. But short-term trading, you need to be switched on. Like you gotta know exactly what's going on, you know? Every decision is a difference between you making money and losing money. Do I have any promo codes? Yeah, you can use DTR. That'll probably give you 60% off, I believe it is. I love the way you answer questions with clear understandings. It's satisfying. Thank you. Good to hear. From where am I looking to buy? To be honest, I don't really want to buy it. I want to see a drop. I just want to see a sell off into this low. I'll see. I usually hate trading Fridays. I've only taken 2 trades this week. One on Tuesday, and I think I might have, yeah, I took a small loss on Monday, I believe. Can't remember. But those are beginners who don't understand yet the difference between trading and gambling. But what is the difference between trading and gambling? Um, well, kind of the same thing. If you go into trading and you just risk all of your money without knowing what's going on, it's pretty much gambling. If you go into the casino and risk all of your money without knowing how to play the game, it's pretty much gambling at that point. So it just depends on how you differentiate it. Like in trading, you can have build out a very logical step-by-step process of why you should be buying, selling, all of that. Well, most importantly, it'll come down to you being able to manage your risk. That's a key differentiating factor between trading and gambling, I would say. The person being able to manage their risk and the decisions that they make. The US index, yeah, they actually don't agree with what the market is doing right now. 38 trillion, no, it's probably not going to do anything. They should give 38 trillion to me. If they gave me 38 trillion to trade with, I would clear the debt that they have. All right, NQ's pushing. I want to see it get this low and then push higher, but could just easily push off without us. Dow's got the low, holding the SMTs. There is an SMT right now. I'm hoping that's not just enough to help push NQ back above these highs right here. Ideally, just want to see it do something like that. Would be amazing. Gold's pushing. Bro, I know who you are, bro. You're literally my one-on-one student. I'll get my mod to ban you. He holds all the power in these live streams. You guys underestimate him. Am I sad today? No, it's not sad today. Not today. Any other day, if you asked me that question, I would have said yes. But today, I'm not. We had a banger trade on last live stream. I hope it's going to be. Yeah, we did. What was it? It was with the shorts, right? Yeah, it was these ones. Or Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? I no, I think it was Monday or something like that. I can't remember now. How much did I make today? I made $0 today. On the week trading though, I'm up like $6,000. I don't really need to trade. Like my trading's at the point where I don't need to trade every single day. In your opinion, which session is the best to trade? Uh, Honestly, it depends on the trader. I like New York the best though. New York's gotta be my favorite. Forex is NFP. No NFP, bro. It got cancelled. The government said we're not doing it anymore. But let's see. We've got a few minutes until this open. So we have this gap, 25,112. Hopefully fills it, drops lower to push higher back above this high. What I would want. I see no reason why a live funded trader should be trading every day. Like I mean, to be honest, my philosophy behind the market is the more risk you put in, the more you're gonna lose. So if I make my money early in the week, I'm no way you can be certain that I'm never gonna return back and try and push my edge. So we just got the high of the range, should drop off, get the low here. Let's see, Dow's pushing. The way these markets have been trading though, completely out of sync. No NFP we can trade today. Yeah, you can. course. What is an IRL and ERL concept? I don't know. I don't trade that. That's Matt's concepts. You guys gotta ask him. Oh, it's gonna push, but that was these highs are the targets for today. 25,196 should get into them. But I wanted to drop lower to go higher. And keep pushing. I know I would have liked it to drop into here for us first, then go higher. It's holding this SMT with Dow, that's why. Should easily get into that. Let's see the 4-hour holding up that gap, and I believe, yeah, I filled in the overnight gap too. So crazy. Let's see what Dow is doing right now. We should still get this high right here. I want to see how this 5-minute closes. Surprising, yeah, you're gonna jinx it now. Dow is gonna drop off 1,000 points, and NQ is gonna blast off just because you said that and put them out of sync. I think it's gonna be lit. Really, to me, this looks awful. They mainly did this because it had no news today. Usually we have NFP, but reacting off of the no news. Forex, I'm pretty bearish on though. I'm still bearish on DXY. I think it has more room to run lower. Oh, the Dow is just gone. So you guys can see that's kind of my approach to the model. Well, the market runs a low, target a high, runs a high, target a low of these ranges. But let's see if NQ or ES plays a bit of catch up. All right, let's see. To be honest, for me, I still want to see it get these lows, then for that push higher. But I think it'll probably just run without getting those lows. It's looking pretty strong. As long as it holds this SMT at the lows with Dow Jones. How to control FOMO? To be honest, it just depends on how you want to approach the market. Like if you want to be inside the market every single day, then you're probably going to feel a FOMO a lot more than others, right? So you kind of need to build a process of knowing how your setup should form, when it should form, and how you want to trade it. With that in mind, you can start to know, okay, even if this market moved in my direction or moved in the other direction, I didn't need to trade it because it was outside of my model and my rules. Right. ES is moving. Dow just missed off this high. Waiting to see if NQ can start moving to. It looks pretty indecisive though with what's going on with the no government and then no news today, but should be enough to get it back above this high. Should have a bit of juice left in it. Why has silver pumped a lot? Because of the DXY moving lower. Investors want to put their money into something a lot safer. So the safer things are going to be gold, silver, things like that. Right, so this wick right here, if this market's going to push, it has to close above this wick and start pushing now. Like 50% of it, closure above should push it back to those highs. Do you think DXY will reach 93? DXY I've been pretty bearish on. This was my target. My target was 96. I think it does go back below 96 again, though. That's kind of my target on that. Target on NQ for today, though, 25,197. Ideally for me, though, I wanted it to trade below this low before going higher. Risk management for 50K, I would recommend risking around like $400 if you wanted to be a bit more aggressive with it. Do you ideally want to move away from the eval to the funded as fast as possible? All right, got 50 seconds, but should be closing above 50% of this wick, getting it back above this high. That's what I want to see. I'm mainly looking at dollar amounts, so if I have a 50K, that's mainly what I go for. I'm risking around 400 per trade, maybe more sometimes. Depends on the trade, on the setups. Okay, about to get the close above. This close above should be enough to start pushing it, in my opinion. Oh, ES is pushing the most. Dow's gone. NQ's just been slow. Again, didn't give an entry. This wick should hold up as an inverse and shoots it to the upside. I can't believe ES was the strongest today. Look at it go. NQ should catch up with it. Blast off into those eyes. Uh, Tip about passing an eval. I definitely say don't like on your best setups, risk more. Like your A plus setups or your best trading setups, just risk more on them. Don't be afraid to put money on the table. Almost answered your question. Yeah, I mean, you can throw anything at me in regards to trading. Now you guys might have. I can answer it. Holy, look at NQ. That candle was ridiculous. Let me see on the 1 minute. That's a FU candle right there that NQ just gave. Even ES retraced a bit. Let's see. Thanks for the great session. It's pretty good, but bro, New York's been the worst kind of market to trade at the moment. It's been so choppy. You shorted US 30? Oh, nice. I don't really like the movement of any of these three at the moment. If anything, I liked NQ when it was closing above 50%. Should have played a bit of catch up with ES, but then it just gave a candle, so I don't really see something that I want to enter in on this. Got a minute until this 15-minute candle closes though, so NQ takes the lows, ES doesn't, SMT. Yeah, ES is looking like the strongest one today of the open. But none of these guys have really done much. If I look on the 1 minute, pushing, dropping, kind of meh. A little bit more. Where is your TP? 380? 3890? Oh, we got 20 seconds on this 15-minute candle closing, but holy, this closed very wicky. But this wicks 50%. This will kind of be important to me. I want to see what it does getting into that. Close to the 50%. Like right here. Gold? I didn't check gold. Still pushing. Honestly, on gold today, I would have liked it run lower into these lows, but nothing really that's showing me it wants to drop. Gold, it looks very strong at the moment, yeah. Gold will hit 4K today. That would be kind of crazy if it does hit 4K today. I don't think it will. Bitcoin, I think it should make new highs. I've been pretty bullish on Bitcoin to 120K. All right, this OB right here, holding this market up. NQ needs to get back above this down close candle if it's going to push back above these highs. Long term, I'm kind of bullish on Bitcoin though. I liked Solana. That was a good market. Start of the year when the meme coins were booming. All right, if ES is bullish, by the way, it shouldn't trade into this gap. Should leave this gap open. Dow is just very strong, so should keep pushing with it. Want to see NQ get back above this down close candle and the higher. Did I take any courses? No. Depends what you mean courses. Like I've never taken any traditional trading courses from someone. I've always learned from people that are not on social media, you can say. Like most of them are bankers. XRP. I've never looked at XRP. I know it did recently pump though. Yeah, if Bitcoin consolidates, or if the major currency, sorry, the cryptocurrencies like ETH and BTC, if they consolidate, usually altcoins stop moving around. So it kind of works the same for the forex world. I see on the M15 immediately draws back to 50% of this wick. So most of what this market's going to do is going to tell me as soon as it closes above. Looks like a chop though. Wanting that closer above 50%. Am I bullish on NQ? Yeah, actually, but my ideal situations on NQ was a run lower to go higher. But this high looks like a decent target. I don't want to get in here though. It looks like no man's land. Bullish on ETH as well. ETH, I haven't checked. I have to check that chart. Looks like something. We can look at it though. Honestly, yeah, ETH looks good to making new highs. I want ETH back above or get to 5K. I think it's easily got that. All right, NQ closed above 50% of the wick. It should just rally on now. Need it to get back above this down close candle. Then should be enough to push higher 6, 7. That's crazy. Well, what are you guys spamming W's about? Why W? I don't know. You didn't think ETH would hit 4K? Yeah, me too. But the only one that I was bullish on was BTC. Bro, we're gonna have to get my mod to step in. ES, so Dow is gone. ES should go too. This gap should remain open. Get above this high. NQ's just playing around. All right, there we go. All right, as soon as NQ gets above this down close, should be enough to get it back above these highs. Are there any good strategies to take part in the competition? Dude, what is NQ doing today? Wow, this has been the ES has been the best market. Should get this high. The way ES is delivering is how NQ should have been delivering. Do I trade any currency pairs? No, not really. Hardly ever, actually. Not traded any. Come on, NQ, push it, get it back above this down close, and then send it above here. Did ES clear that high? Oh, there we go. ES cleared the high I wanted. It's a matter of time until NQ starts to explode to get to both these highs. But if you took ES today, nicely done. You can see we left its gap open as well, as we were talking about. If it's bullish, should leave this gap open, leaves it open, and then pushes to the upside. Have you taken? No. If I did, I would have looked for NQ around here, but I don't like it too much. It's been way too choppy. And ES and Dow have already delivered what we wanted. Not speed today on NQ, I know. It's being the complete opposite of ES and Dow. Because now we got a pretty big SMT at these highs now, so could be enough. But NQ looks like it's not in a rush to move. Since the open, if we look right here, 9:30 open, it's just been stuck within the opening range, fighting to move around. Just can't seem to find his footing. All right, we got 5 minutes until 10. NQ with the huge SMT at the highs. So I don't think this market's in a rush to move around just yet. Most likely just going to wait until 10 a.m. If I had to assume, gold seems to be selling. So for me, I'd wait for if gold can close below. This up close candle will hold a bit of importance to me if it does close below there. Yeah, NQ still failed to close above that M15 wick, staying pretty heavy below it. All right, yes, got the high. Holding the SMT. This could be the enough for NQs to get back below these original lows I was looking at. Will that move higher? How do you manage when the trade is profitable for bigger profits? Have solid TPs. Wow, this is such a boring open today. Euro could have a drop lower though, back below this low. Could be the only thing on the cards for that market. Blueprint model weight. Yeah, I thought you would have probably taken that. For me, I would just didn't like this. How is moving. There's a real no entry on that too. You're one and done today. Nice. Holding the SMT, getting back below those. News is coming. I think news is tentative, so there won't be any news until the government's back. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it for me in terms of my model. What I'm looking for is the high and the low. But for me, I was not gonna touch this market. You can see these wicks are just way too up and down for me to even entice myself into there. Let me see ES. ES is holding this SMT. If we hold that SMT, should be enough for NQ to get back below this low. Clear out some of these lows because they look way too good to be left in this price leg. Initially, though, I wanted this move. Takes a low, and then we get the high, but we got the consolidation instead. So if you are trading, look to see if we can get this low of this market, and then we'll be back live trading on Monday again with Matt. So for the winners for the giveaway, we'll do anyone that comments. So I'll pick three. Anyone that comments the word NQ, we will do that for the winners. Okay, that's one. Ray and Nash. Yeah, that's one of the winners. And then second winner, we got Jun Lin. And then the third one, we got Starboy. So you guys are the ones that won these accounts. We'll be live again on Monday. So if you do want a chance to win again, you can try then. And then Matt will be live on Tuesday. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, or enjoy the weekend coming up. And I will speak to all of you soon. Take it easy.